In the party, the lady sitting beside me here tells me that her family has voted Conservative since 1710. So I don't know if Marie, I don't know if you want to say a word or two about just tell her about your grandfather's uncle, or would you like to say a word?
Yes.
Good. Just wait, you say that, I'm going to just roll your chair.
That's doing it for you today.
Marie Gatley.
In July of 1820, a young family arrived from Scotland, sailing down the St. Lawrence River. It was Helen and Hugh Macdonald who brought their little family, consisting of John Alexander, Margaret Macdonald, and Louisa Macdonald, and James. And they were welcomed to Canada by Lieutenant Colonel Donald McPherson, a member of our clan, an uncle and an aunt. And Sir John found that he was related to people who had been defending Canada from the Americans from a very long time. Lieutenant Colonel McPherson had been in the war, the Revolutionary War, when the states were breaking away from Britain. Then he was the commandant of the garrison at Kingston during the War of 1812, and he was commandant there until 1815. So young Sir John A. Macdonald had seen that Canada needed to be independent of the United States. And the one thing he always warned of, and he was very keenly attuned, was that the states would try to take us over with money. And so 3 times he stopped the states from building a railway into this country. He knew, and from the time he was a very young man, he knew that it was going to be his responsibility to join the provinces together under the protection of the British Empire. And he had the help of Sir Charles Tepper. One of his descendants lives at Fairmeadow Avenue, and that's Bradford Axford Bowlby. Axford Bowlbys came here in 1710. The Macdonalds didn't come till 1820. But Margaret Macdonald married William Axford Bowlby. So that's a bit of the history. And at one time, there was a great danger that there would be a vote in favor of free trade with the United States. And Sir John was only just recovering from influenza, but he made it to this outdoor meeting the Conservatives were having as picnics that day. And he always said that he had an inner strength to call on when he needed it. And he needed that inner strength that day. But he delivered a great oration that drew tremendous applause. He won the election, and he put the law in place that would stop the United States from having free trade with us. He knew free trade would be deadly, that we would be inviting annexation from the United States. And what they couldn't do every time they attacked us, and they attacked us often. I grew up in Sandwich, which is part of Windsor. The Americans came across time after time. They came with military might to make us, to take us over. And at one point, there was only a small garrison at Windsor. And they marched through Sandwich United Church down the riverfront of the Detroit River into the Anglican Church, St. John's, and out and back, and marched around. And the Americans thought we had a large force there. And the brave Americans ran up a white flag. So Sir John has always stood for having complete independence from the United States, and he warned that free trade would be the end of us. So we must listen to that now. We cannot allow that to happen. They already have canals built down to the States waiting for free trade to come in so they can open their sources and just we'll lose so much water we won't have enough. We must not let this happen. We need our resources. We mustn't give them over. And we must make a stand now. No free trade. It's not too late to do an abrogation. An abrogation is simple to do, and we must do that. Sir John founded this country on a grid basis, and we need to have the faith and the strength to stand by what he told us. No free trade.